So we're just approaching Epping towards the Bell, just gone past Rod Stewart's gaff. So, yeah, hopefully it's nice and quiet today. I can see some security over at the Migrant Hotel, but all looks to be lovely and quiet, just how Epping usually is. Still barricaded off, so presumably to keep them in. But what a contrast to last weekend. I, like you, saw all the incident on YouTube, where you get the most honest, up-to-date opinions rather than the flannel that the mainstream media portray. So I'm going to take you for a walk around the lovely Epping village, where I used to live for a period of 10 years or so, just to show you that it is a lovely place, and these situations wouldn't have happened if certain people weren't. Yeah, there's the Tower School that was featured on there. Chaos. Give an inch. I'm talking to Billy, my dog, if you wondered, but as well as you. He's huffing and puffing in the background because he wants to go for a walk, which I will take him for shortly. So yeah, just a normal village. Lovely English village. And as I say, all the time I lived here, no trouble whatsoever. Friendly people. You've got a traditional market on a Monday, which has been going for years. And yeah, you've got some nice shops here, some nice pubs. And as I say, I'll try and take you around to see some of that. Hoping I don't get any problems from anyone. Fat Fish, that's a good name for a shop. Right, Billy, don't worry, we're getting there. Not letting any more people out. Not letting any more people out. Got to go somewhere. Speak. So that's it pretty much. Just do a right and try and park up. There's the village green there on the left. Thought it used to have some stocks in it. I don't think it has anymore. Look at that. You can actually park. That's how quiet it is here. Billy, come on. Take you for a walk. There you go. So just so you can see where we are. Nice village sign. And then over to the right, that's the Epping Forest District Council. And if you go up that way, it takes you to Harlow and some of Epping Forest, North Weald Airport. Don't see many of those around anymore, do you? Quaker meeting houses. There's another one in Waltham Forest, right by the edge of the forest. So this is the back of the high street, and it's the shortcut to one of the pubs you used to go to. Is that it there? I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a little while. So again, still at the back of the high street, behind the high street, just some of the nice buildings along here. And as you can see, people are proud to be British here. I think even more so lately, because what's going on around this country, plus Europe, it's all getting very chaotic. So I'll take you back through to the high street. You carry along on that road, the back street I was on, you've still got like a traditional services like welding. I had some interesting gates made there. So yeah, there's a lot of industries. We're quite early in the morning today. I didn't quite realise how early it was. But so a lot of things probably be closed. Everyone's just on the way to work. But yeah, so this is it. We're just going along the high street, and just gone past one of the favourite shops, so we'll head back there in a bit. But yeah, just a regular village with regular people. It really does make you realise how ridiculous this situation was last weekend. So this pub here used to be called the George. It's now George and the Dragon, and I was talking about that just last week. And you've got it looks like a doctor's surgery now, but back in the day it was a really good pub. Lots of rock bands, lots of fun and games. It's our main the main pub I went to, and all all the guys from the manor where I used to live. As I say, the manor house was pretty much like a small community. It was a big place, had its grounds, lakes, swimming pools, but all the guys that lived there were motorcycle couriers, so you can imagine we had some mad parties there. As I say, I have spoken about that recently in another video called Epping Frolics. Epping Frolics? Essex Frolics. Gotta get it right. Morning. Happy locals. But, yeah, so I'm just trying to give you a feel of the town, really. As you can say, it's a nice town. You got people of all standards of income and walks of life here. And that's the centrepiece of the town. Yeah, alleyways that don't quite know where, but it's yeah, it's starting to come alive anyway. But yeah, as I say, I lived here 10 years off and on, moved to Cornwall, come back again, and at that time I was doing the security on the manor house with one other guy. We had a few incidents which we had to deal with. But, so again, the lovely church. Pretty dominating. Go down that way, just takes you out to the countryside. You used to have a lot more traditional shops, but they seem to have disappeared. There's still a few here. Traditional English sweet shop used to be on the corner here, which I think it's probably long gone. I'll just have a look. Yeah, that's gone. It's gone. Long gone. Instead, you got a boring phone shop. Oh no! So that's Epping town is literally just there. If you follow that down, probably about a quarter of a mile, that takes you down to the train station, where the police thought it would be a good idea to give the lefties a lift to the protest, to counter-protest it. They literally picked him up and gave him a lift, which is when all the trouble ensued and the headlines begun. If that hadn't have happened, it wouldn't have been as bad. But I don't know what their idea of doing that was, but they did, and now it's sort of all over the headlines. But sorry mate. But yeah, so it's all in the headlines now, and suddenly another town, village has been thrown into the throng of thuggery, or whatever our so-called leader wishes to call them. But again, they kind of encouraged it by letting the two parties meet. I remember when you had, like, when I was younger, like football matches would be going on and you'd have the two rival teams. And again, it was in a small town where I lived, and the police would escort them everywhere, so nothing much would happen. And when they got on the train, they would take their laces off of them so they couldn't kick each other, I guess, I don't know. But they seemed to deal with things, and you didn't really see it in the news or hear much in the headlines. But as I said, just lately, everything seems to be going crazy. I saw last night there's some kind of protest again, and probably, I think they used to call them flying pickets. They're now flying protesters arrived, and that was at Canary Wharf last night, which was Tuesday night. I didn't follow it because it's just getting a bit too depressing. So I'm only touching on that. I don't really want to dwell on it because lots of other people do that, and my channel isn't really about that. It's more about fun and games, having a laugh and enjoying life and trying to fill your void, which is what I'm doing right now. But I sort of came up here, I was coming here anyway to do a few videos today. Going to a Saxon church, wooden church, I think it's one of the oldest. So anyway, that is one of my old watering holes. The George and the Dragon. Many a fun time is had. Where they are now, I don't know. So I'm going to spin you around now. Look at my ugly mug. Yeah, so the George and the Dragon, as I said, lots of friends, all motorcycle couriers, so you can imagine what that's like after a few beers. And had a fantastic jukebox in there. So fun times were had by all. And I think it was a Greek guy that ran it called Chris. And I had one too many sherbets one night, and I arrived on my bike. No. And being a lovely landlord, he gave me a lift home, which was really appreciated, nice of him. So that kind of shows you what a nice place this is. And I really wish I did still live here. I live in North London, which is North East London, so the East London bit's pretty horrible, but it's like I like Essex. I've been doing some videos in Essex. I'm doing 2 more today, so you can check those out if you wish. But yeah, it's just a short insight really as to what is Epping, what is Epping Village about. It's certainly not about trouble. It's about people just living as they always have, with no problems, and getting on with it. You come through here at Christmas as well, and you know, the whole place is lit up. It's really, really nice. It's always busy because it goes through Epping Forest as well, obviously, and you know, people come out here because it's such a nice area. Right, I'm going to go through another pub and out the front of that. Anyway, so if it's not too busy, oh no, it's full of people. I'm not going to go there. They're a bit sensitive at the moment because of all the trouble that happened last week. So I don't really want to bother them too much. But yeah, so just heading back to my vehicle, and I will cut right there. There might be some more of this. I shall have to have a think. Yep, so before I go, I was just going to say a little bit more. I mean, when I was in the village one time, in that pub that I was telling you about, I actually got collared by, there was a fete going on outside, and they wanted some guys to enter a strongman competition. And unfortunately, I was the only guy that entered it. I was expecting all these other people. I had a beer or two, not many, just 1 or 2. And so anyway, the whole village was out. They'd shut the town, both ends, so all this traffic that you can see going by wasn't going by. So you had lots and lots of families there, lots of people having a good time, sat out in the sun, in the cafes and the bars outside. And it was, I thought, I just got to go for it. So I jumped in, and it was it's like arm wrestling. You had like straw bales everywhere, and everyone was there watching it. I didn't look too close. I've been a bit of a performer in the past because I was in a punk band many years ago, and so I thought I'd go for it anyway, which I did. And so yeah, we ended up tearing up phone books, arm wrestling, all sorts. And I think he was quite surprised how well I did, because he had his sort of mad strongman suit on, the leotard and the whole shebang. But I was a little bit popped up, so I was going for it. And yeah, so it was close, but he won. He won just about, because he had the proper technique with the phone books. But I managed to sort of do it on brute force and ignorance. I'll show you this lovely sign. So yeah, that was one of the stories, and I got a massive round of applause, and he bought me and the guys laughing a nice pint of ale, which was lovely. And yeah, so it was, I don't know, I was probably only out there about half an hour, but it was good fun, and then carried on enjoying the rest of the day. And again, if I'm going to turn you around, and just where you can see that road there past the tree, where is it, that tree there, go up there, do a right, and that's where the manor house was that I used to live with all the other motorcycle couriers and their girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever they were. Yeah, so I'd get out. The drive from the manor is probably about half a mile long. That's our driveway. Very nice. So I'd come tearing up there, and then all the way along here through the village. I could sometimes go the back way, and past the now famous Bell pub, and then all the way into the city. And I think I used to do about 200 miles a week just going to work and back before I started my day as a courier. But you go straight through past the Bow, and then you've got the straight mile. So you used to be able to open it up there pretty much to whatever speed you like. There wasn't speed cameras there at the time, so that was all right. But there were a few accidents down there, but that was mainly people using it as a little bit of a tourist run at the weekends. Whereas I was used to that road. I went up and down there thousands of times probably over those years. But yeah, so that was a great start to the day. And then when I finished, I could come all the way back out of stinking London through the countryside to Epping and to my manor house. And we lived on the 3rd floor of the manor house, and massive window overlooking all the grounds. And you used to have like sheep out there, lots of boxing hares, and you know, just a whole parade of wildlife, birds. Used to get herons in the trees. I've never seen, I think I saw 4 or 5 herons in one tree, and when they took off, because I'd gone down to the lake, the noise of their wings was just amazing. As a scene I've never seen anywhere else. And because you'd have all the sheep on the fields, and they'd have their like really long coats, and then unfortunately it'd rain, and when it rains their coats get really heavy and they just topple over. So a regular part of my living there was manhandling, picking up these sheep, and you know, just so they're all right, because they can, well, could possibly die, exposure. It's cold weather some of the time, it's raining. But yeah, so you could see that. That was yeah, some really nice things. You could say boxing hares. So you're just literally on the way. You've just left the manor, and you come out, and then you've got boxing hares doing their things, Mad March hares. And so that was good. And yeah, I had a few fun times with the girl I was with there at the time as well. We were doing like the sheep were. We were frolicking in the sun. There's you know, private, there's no one there. You get a few planes go over the top from the airport or the airstrip nearby. So maybe they saw us. But there was one time when I'd finished my frolicking, and I was just getting dressed, And I stood up and leant on this fence and immediately electrocuted myself because it was there to keep the sheep in, obviously, or keep me out, I don't know which. But yeah, so there's just a little more info about Epping and why I wish I still lived here and why I really did enjoy. I think of all the places I've lived, I would probably say Epping. I've lived in a fishing village called MIGRANT in Cornwall, which was really nice. And then a place in Devon with probably the longest name, Stoke-in-Tean-Head, which was near, what they call it, the English Riviera. Not so, but Paynton, around there, that sort of area. And where else? I've lived at an industrial wasteland called Silvertown, where you've got the sugar works there, and you just got dust in the air of sugar. But anyway, I digress. I'm going off the subject. Yeah, if I had a chance, I'd still live in Epping, and it's still a lovely place. And I'm looking around now, people just doing their thing, and yeah, it's great. Anyway, on that note, yeah, let's hope things settle down and things improve in this country. And I think we'll all give a big hurrah for that if it happens. On that note, if you enjoyed this short video, please give it the thumbs up and possibly subscribe and have a look around at some of the other stuff I do. I do a lot of stuff in the countryside, as I say, in Essex, the Essex Sunshine Coast. I never realised there was one. Look, I'm moving around trying to keep that in pan. That thing there, that thing, that. Anyway, see you next time. Bye. So this is the Faden Oak. It's another beautiful English pub we used to come to, and this is just at the bottom of the drive from Gaynes Park, where I used to live. And in the summer, used to get like lots and lots of people, because they'd heard the rumour that Rod Stewart owned the manor house where we were, and so they all come along to this pub in hope that they would see Mr. Rod Stewart. And we came along. They'd all have like Rod Stewart haircuts. It was really funny. We used to come along here and sit there and just tell all his... I said, yeah, he does live there. Yeah, we live up there as well. He's got the stables out the back. He sometimes comes up there with his missus and the kids. But yeah, we had some hilarious times here that I can't talk about at this moment in time, so I won't. Anyway, beautiful English pub. Beautiful English pub. There you go. And a little bit of a close-up in all its glory. It's good to see. Good to see. And that is another lovely English pub on the right there, the Garnham Bushes. You never knew who you'd meet in there either, but done really good food, and we had a Christmas meal there. I might as well call it a Christmas party pub takeover, but it was one to remember. So as I say, this is all kind of a minute from the town, so it just gives you an idea of the surrounding area. And there's North Weald just down that way. So as you can see, I'm just re-entering the Epping. Tiny little hospital on the left up here somewhere. It's still here. St Mary's Hospital. So I'm approaching Epping again from the other side, from the Harlow side, and so there you've got the green on the right, and I used to live down here, so I'll just take you down. This is how close I was to the town. It is funny, I was thinking about it earlier, but I hardly ever walked to the town. Obviously I had motorbikes, a VW camper van, and I just tend to go everywhere on a bike. I really didn't used to walk anywhere. It's quite shocking, but yeah, so it's just a quick squirt up the road and back. It weren't too far. And I used to have the fairground here on the left once a year. I think I won some goldfish for my girlfriend. She got very excited about that. But yeah, here we are. We're just on the way down to the manor where I lived. I don't want to name it because it's private now. It's been redeveloped and sold on. It was a listed building, quite a pile. As I say, it had all its own Victorian gardens and stables, which is where we kept all the motorbikes. Again, no horses, just iron horses. But that's another story. So yeah, that's a lovely name for a village. And so here we go. I spoke about this earlier. On the left, as you come down towards the manor, you've got the Faden Oak, where the famous Rod Stewart was rumoured to have owned the place, and so you used to get all his fans, the Rod Stewart convention, go along to it, and much hilarity prevailed. And then here on the left, not that left, the next left, is the manor house where I used to live. It looks very nice. But yeah, obviously it's private, can't go through there. It was private when we were there, but people used to come up all the time. So I will just show you. So that's the one entrance that we generally used, and you've got another entrance around the rear. I'll keep taking you through there and talking to you. So yeah, Fiddler's Hamlet, with another, all I seem to be talking about is pubs, but another lovely country pub called the Merry Fiddlers, and they very much were very merry fiddlers. And the landlord, the best landlord of the place, he had the best beer belly in the world. He was such a nice guy. He used to put on all these different events, barbecues, village fetes, get-togethers, just, you know, everyone welcome. It was really good, and used to do really nice food as well. But unfortunately he left, and some other people took it over, and it soon went downhill. But that's another story, of which there are many. But so taking you round, slowly getting there, because all of this on the left, the manor's up there, just past there, and it's got, I don't know how many acres of land it had. But it had, in amongst the Victorian gardens, you had quite a lot of rare trees, protected trees. I think there's redwoods, there was monkey puzzle trees, there was a, I don't know what it was called, I like to call it a tyre track tree, because it looked like literally very heavy duty tractor tyres, the actual bark on the tree. It was quite, so that's another entrance to Gaines Park Manor there. So I'll do a left, and that would take you to the to the rear entrance of the manor. Get out of the way. Don't want to be a pigeon killer. But yeah, as I said, we used to know the gamekeeper, Tony. I think he's probably still here. I won't visit him today, but I will have to come up and see how he's doing. Went to his wedding, and that was held on the grounds as well, and that was quite amazing. Psychobilly bands, rock bands, some well-known psychobilly bands playing there, but yeah, it's fantastic. So there is that left there. There you go, wedding and events venue, Games Park. So that's where we used to live, and it was fantastic. There you go. Woo! So this is Epping, and heading towards another lovely place now. I sound like I don't know what it's called. Cheers. Again, that's the thing about this area. Truck drivers don't like moving over when they're taking all the room up. But again, with these roads, because it's so flat, you can see right the way across. And so if you want a motorbike, you can really power it up. But you can see everything, so that's always quite handy. And yeah, again, another really nice pub out this way called the Mole Trap. I recommend it. It's a tiny pub, probably one of the smallest there is, but it has its own hours of opening. It just opens set times, not for very long either, but it's well worth a visit. It's like a step back in time. And again, there's very nice food there. Very nice. Used to get a lot of bikes meet up there as well. I don't know if that's the case anymore, because they're becoming extinct. So, anyway, I think I will pause. I'm going to go around this course first. Go around this corner first. One last corner. In search of the Saxon church. Dun dun dun!